how would you sort of like, what do you wish someone could have given you, told you, or like encouraged you to do back then that could have maybe sped up your process?
Yeah, interesting. So I think for me, because one thing that I was very reluctant to do back then is to invest money into
Right.
myself. And like I said, obviously, it's easier once, if you've got money, it's easier to spend it. I don't
100%.
want to, say that, oh, you need to spend your last penny and
Yeah, yeah.
invest in coaching and stuff like that. I definitely don't mean that. But I think I could have sped up my learning curve, my learning process, if I would have gone bigger back then.
Right.
So like, if I look at, again, go back to Quentin and Jovan, like when they made 1,000,000 in 53 days, they done that because they went all in on that webinar. It
Right.
worked, and they just spent as much money as they could because they knew that equation. They knew,
Yes.
okay, X amount of money in equals X amount of money out.
Right.
So they went all in on that. And while I was, sort of working out on that road trip, basically, mapping out where we want to go, etc., the webinar for me was also up and running. It was
Right.
also working. It was also profitable, but I didn't go all in on it. And obviously, when I wanted to go all in on it, obviously, it already got taken down by Facebook. But I didn't really fully take that opportunity.
Right.
And also, when you look at when YouTube ads, etc., were in its infancy, and a lot of sort of gurus that are now extremely big on YouTube, to this day, across all the industries, they went all in on YouTube ads.
Yes.
And again, that's sort of a missed opportunity for me because I dabbled into it, but I didn't, go all in.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. So I think for anyone now sort of considering, what to do, etc., definitely look at your passions, look at what you're passionate about. It's much easier to fail something that you actually enjoy doing than it is just, failing something that, you weren't passionate about at all. You just did it for money. At least get enjoyment and, joy from the journey part of it.
Definitely.
And like I said, it won't necessarily, go right away. That's why I said, fail at something you enjoy rather than fail at something that you don't enjoy. But just get started. An object in motion stays in motion. So by, basically starting, you'll figure out along the way, what the right path is.
That's it,
like I said, for me, I've gone from fitness to content creation to social media management to Facebook ads. And then obviously now with the coaching as well, there's so many little mini steps along the way. And like we just mentioned before, in 5 years' time, it might be completely different. And I've added, 5 more steps to that.
Yeah.
But just by getting started, you will get into the swing of things.
So basically that's what I'm sort of taking from that is get started. Like don't, like, you can always stop and do the next thing, basically. Yeah. So like, if it is like, if you want to start a social media page based on meditation, go for it. That may not be your be all and end all. It could be, for all we know, it could be. If you want to do it. Yeah. Exactly. And then that could turn into, like, even for me, like when I started, and it's a common theme with, I believe, successful people, and not fast successes, because we may look at like your journey and say it's a fast success. I think, like, not really. You've been a steady success, and they're the ones that outlast everyone. Do you know what I mean? Because you've also built a passion with it. There's a bit of like hate, like, I need to do this better. So then there's sort of like that love-hate relationship that builds more passion in what you're doing, I think.
Yeah. It's funny you should say that as well, because for me, I feel like a lot of people have started later than I have, and basically made it work quicker and scaled it quicker, etc. as well. For me, the process actually feel like very slow and tedious.
Yeah.
That's because I'm living it every single day. Whereas when you look at other people's like Instagram highlights, etc., it's literally a highlight. You can just see a little snippet of that person's day. And it's like I said, for me it feels slow, but it's just, again, it's all perspective.
That's it, man. Because I'm the same. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, oh, it takes time. It's taking me time. And I've had times where I do want to quit what I'm doing, but then I think about it and I'm like, I can't quit. I enjoy it too much. I love getting those comments from people saying, you don't realize what you've done. Like that, honestly, it literally brings a tear to my eye. I mean, like, you can't beat that. No amount of money. Like, someone could offer me a 7-figure a year contract at a job. I wouldn't take it. I would not take it. I just, like, for me, freedom is everything. And like you said, once you find that thing that you that you enjoy and you're good at as well, because you've got to be real with yourself. If you can't sing, stop singing. Like, just stop wasting your time. You're better at playing a drum. Do you know what I mean? Like, stop wasting your time singing when you could become the world's best drummer.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in, and I was talking to one of my friends, and she was like, to my kids, she's like, I'll tell them, like, you're amazing at this. Stop wasting your time doing this. You're dreadful. She's like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell them they're great when they're not, because that's just that just builds cotton wool kids. He's like, no, you're awful at this, but I'm not saying you're a bad person. Like, go and stick to what you're good at. And
100%.
I think that's what I'm getting from you, is sort of, once you've got that, go all in. Do you know what I mean? Like, all in. And I feel like that's a common theme with me as well. Like, I've committed to go all in with YouTube, and now YouTube is going to be my main platform.